Hey everyone, it's Jerry Moras. Today we're talking about something crucial for anyone looking to buy a home in Calgary: the hidden pitfalls that can turn your dream property into a financial nightmare. Buying a home is one of the biggest investments you'll ever make, and in a market like Calgary's, it's easy to get swept up in the excitement and overlook some serious red flags. Making the wrong choice isn't just about buyer's remorse. It can mean dealing with unexpected costs, safety hazards, and a property that's nearly impossible to sell down the road. It's about protecting your investment and your family's future. I've walked through hundreds, if not thousands, of homes in and around this city. I've seen it all: the good, the bad, and the outright disastrous. From homes with shoddy renovations hidden behind a coat of fresh paint to properties in locations that will drain your bank account and your sanity. But here's the thing: not every home with a red flag is a definite no. Sometimes if you go in with your eyes wide open and understand the risks and potential costs, you can still find a great deal. It's all about being informed and knowing what you're getting into before you sign on that dotted line. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the top property types in Calgary that you need to be cautious of. We'll cover everything from noisy locations to hidden structural problems that could cost you a fortune. I'll share some personal stories and professional insights to help you spot these issues before they become your problem. And make sure you stick around until the end, because the last mistake we'll discuss is by far the most expensive one you can make as a Calgary homebuyer. You don't want to miss it. Let's get started. First up, let's talk about homes located on busy roads. I see this all the time. A beautifully renovated property with a great price tag, and then you see the catch. It backs directly onto a major artery like Deerfoot, Stony Trail, or Glenmore. The constant hum of traffic, the rumble of semi-trucks, and the blare of sirens isn't just an annoyance, it's a major lifestyle compromise. You can't enjoy your backyard in peace. You have to keep your windows closed on a beautiful summer day, and the air quality is often worse due to vehicle emissions. It's a 24/7 reality that you can't escape. Beyond the noise, there are significant safety and resale concerns. If you have kids or pets, living on a main road is a constant source of anxiety. And when it comes time to sell, you'll find that a large portion of potential buyers will immediately rule your property out, no matter how nice it is inside. I remember my own childhood home was on a fairly busy street, and the noise was something we just learned to live with, but it definitely shaped our lives. More recently, I showed clients a stunning flip backing onto Stony Trail. The price was tempting, but they couldn't get past the wall of sound from the highway. We calculated the discount wasn't nearly enough to compensate for the dramatic hit they'd take on resale value and quality of life. Now, being close to public transit is often listed as a huge selling point, and it can be. A 10-minute walk to the C train station? Fantastic. But living directly beside the train tracks or a major bus stop? That's a completely different story. The convenience factor is quickly overshadowed by the negatives. Imagine the screech of the train brakes, the constant ding-ding-ding of the crossing bells, and the announcements echoing through your windows from the first train in the morning to the last one late at night. It's a unique kind of noise pollution that soundproof windows can only do so much to mitigate. It's not just the noise. If you're next to a busy bus stop, you're dealing with groups of people congregating right outside your home, idling buses, spewing fumes, and a general lack of privacy. Your front yard essentially becomes a public waiting area. I've seen homes where the living room window looks directly out onto a bus shelter just a few feet away. It's awkward for you and for the people waiting for the bus. The smart play is to look for a home that offers easy access to transit, but isn't right on top of it. Aim for a property that's a few streets away, close enough to be convenient, but far enough away to maintain your peace, privacy, and sanity. This one might surprise you, because living near a good school is a top priority for many families. But just like with transit, there's a big difference between being near a school and being directly across the street from one. Living opposite a school, especially a high school or a large elementary school, means dealing with twice daily chaos. In the morning, you have a swarm of parents dropping off their kids, often blocking your driveway, doing three-point turns in front of your house, and creating a traffic jam that can make your morning commute a nightmare. The afternoon is a repeat performance, but often with more lingering and honking, and it doesn't stop with drop-off and pickup. You'll have school bells ringing all day, the noise from the playground during recess, and after-school sports or events in the evenings and on weekends. If it's a high school, you're also dealing with student drivers, loud music from car stereos, and groups of teens hanging out. This constant activity can be a huge turnoff for buyers who don't have school-aged children, or even for families who value a quieter, more peaceful home environment. That seemingly perfect family home can quickly become a hard sell because of the daily disruption right outside the front door. So Calgary is a major hub, and our international airport YYC is honestly only getting busier. Now this is great news for the city's economy, but not so great if your home happens to be situated directly under a primary flight path. A lot of people really underestimate just how disruptive this can be until they've actually lived it. We're not talking about 1 or 2 planes a day here. In some areas, it can literally be a plane overhead every few minutes during those peak times. It's the kind of deep, rumbling noise that rattles your windows, interrupts conversations, and yeah, it can even wake you up from a dead sleep. It's just a constant, intrusive presence in your life. I've been in homes in communities like the Northeast or even certain parts of the Northwest where, honestly, you have to pause your conversation every 90 seconds while a plane goes over. It completely ruins the experience of enjoying your backyard or having your windows open, you know? So when you're looking at a property, don't just visit once on a quiet afternoon. Make sure you check the flight path maps online and, if you can, visit the property at different times of day, especially during the morning and evening rush. Reselling a home under a flight path can be really tough. The noise is an immediate deal breaker for a lot of buyers, and you'll often have to price your home at a significant discount just to get people in the door. The 2013 floods were, honestly, a defining moment for Calgary, and their impact is still felt in the real estate market today. Buying a home in a designated flood-prone area, like parts of Bowness, Sunnyside, Roxborough, or Inglewood, carries some pretty significant and long-term risks. Even with all the flood mitigation projects the city has undertaken, the stigma really remains. The moment a property is flagged on a flood map, its value and desirability are affected right away, and this isn't just about the potential for another flood. It's about the immediate financial consequences too. Getting home insurance can be incredibly difficult and expensive, and securing a mortgage can also be more complicated since lenders see the property as a higher risk asset. I've actually worked with clients who fell in love with a charming character home, only to discover it was in the floodway. The insurance quotes were astronomical, and their lender was, well, pretty hesitant. The financial risk was just too great. You have to understand that even if a home wasn't directly damaged in 2013, its location in a risk zone is a permanent feature on its record. This will impact your carrying costs for as long as you own the home and will absolutely affect your ability to sell it in the future. So, you really need to do your due diligence, check the official City of Calgary flood maps, and have a serious conversation with your insurance broker before you even consider making an offer. This is a big one, especially in Calgary's older neighborhoods. You find a home with great bones and character, but, lurking behind the walls or under the floors are materials that can pose some serious health and financial risks. I'm talking about things like poly B plumbing. This gray plastic piping was used extensively from the late 1970s to the mid-1990s and is notorious for failing without warning, causing catastrophic floods and water damage. Insurance companies hate it, and many will charge a premium or even refuse coverage until it's replaced, which can cost tens of thousands of dollars. And it doesn't stop there. Homes built before the 1990s could have asbestos in the insulation, drywall compound, or vinyl flooring. Disturbing it during a renovation can release harmful fibers into the air. Older homes can also have lead water service lines or outdated knob and tube electrical wiring, which is a major fire hazard and another red flag for insurers. These aren't minor cosmetic fixes, they are major system upgrades that require professional remediation. When you're looking at an older home, you absolutely must budget for a thorough home inspection with a qualified professional who knows what to look for. Don't let the charm of an old house blind you to its potentially expensive and dangerous secrets. We've all seen them, homes that have been recently renovated with trendy gray laminate flooring, new stainless steel appliances, and a fresh coat of paint. These are often called flipper homes, and while some are done well, many are just lipstick on a pig. The investors behind these flips are trying to make a quick profit, and they often do it by cutting corners on the things you can't see. They focus on the cosmetic updates that look good in photos, but ignore or cover up serious underlying issues like foundation cracks, mold, faulty wiring, or plumbing problems. I've seen flips where new drywall was put up right over a leaky foundation wall, trapping moisture and creating a mold factory. The biggest red flag is a lack of permits. If a flipper has moved walls, updated the electrical panel, or replumbed the bathrooms without pulling the proper permits from the city, you should run, not walk away. It means the work wasn't inspected and likely wasn't done to code, creating huge safety and liability issues for you, the new owner. When you're considering a flipped house, you have to be extra vigilant. Ask your realtor to pull the permit history for the property. Hire your own independent, highly rated home inspector, not one recommended by the seller, and tell them it's a flip. They'll know to look deeper and scrutinize the quality of the work beyond the shiny new finishes. And finally, the mistake that can be the most costly and stressful of all, getting lured in by a court-ordered sale or judicial sale, thinking you're about to score an incredible deal. In the US, foreclosures can sometimes be a bargain hunter's dream. Here in Alberta, that's rarely the case. A court-ordered sale simply means a court is overseeing the sale of the property, usually because the owner has defaulted on their mortgage. The process is slow, fraught with paperwork, and packed with risk. You are buying the property as is, where is, with absolutely no warranties or representations from the seller. What does as is, where is really mean? It means if the furnace dies the day after you take possession, it's your problem. If you discover the basement has been leaking for years, it's your problem. If the previous disgruntled owners took all the appliances and ripped out the copper piping, it's your problem. You often can't have conditions for financing or a home inspection. You submit your unconditional offer and hope for the best. On top of that, the court's goal is to get fair market value for the property to pay off the creditors, so the final price is often not much lower than a comparable property on the regular market. You're taking on all the risk for little to no reward. It's a high-stakes gamble that I advise most homebuyers to avoid. So, there you have it. 8 of the biggest property pitfalls to watch out for when you're buying a home in Calgary. Now, I want to be clear, a home on a busy road or in a flood fringe area isn't automatically a bad purchase for everyone. If you're getting a massive discount and you're fully aware of the long-term implications for your lifestyle and resale value, it might be the right move for you. The key is to go into every single viewing with your eyes wide open. Your job as a buyer is to be a detective, to uncover the full story of a property, not just the one the seller wants to tell you. It's so easy to be seduced by a beautifully staged home. The fresh paint, the brand new furniture, the gleaming countertops, they're all designed to create an emotional connection and distract you from what really matters. You need to train yourself to look past the surface. Peel back the layers and examine the fundamentals of the property. Is the foundation solid? Is the wiring up to code? What's the history of the neighborhood? These are the things that determine the true value and long-term viability of your investment, not the trendy backsplash in the kitchen. Ultimately, a successful home purchase is about making an informed decision. It's about understanding that location, building materials, permit history, and potential hazards matter infinitely more than the shiny finishes that can be easily and inexpensively changed. Do your homework, ask the tough questions, and partner with a real estate professional who will help you look out for your best interests. That's how you find a house that you'll be happy with for years to come. Thanks for watching, and happy house hunting.